This is Randy Grimes, formerly of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
Look at this, there's a long ball. Stretch, stretch, stretch. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal. Today's show is brought to you by Place Your Bet. If you like to bet on sports games, the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, the NFL, NCAA basketball, football, even baseball, and golf and boxing, maybe the MMA as well, and you're looking for a bettor's edge on the casino sportsbook, call Place Your Bet right now at 702-799-9935 and subscribe. Place Your Bet uses money movement to determine their picks, just like the casino odds makers. They're the guys that the sports books don't want you to know about. Call Place Your Bet right now, 702-799-9935, 702-799-9935. Sign up for your subscription. You can also visit them online at placeyourbet.vegas, or you can email them at info@placeyourbet.vegas. Get winners today and cash tickets with Place Your Bet.
Vegas.
And tell them the Sports Circus sent you. And a big welcome to everybody listening in on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. And now this one is just for you, Mr. Cub fan. You're going to love this one. Now, you know the Cubs jerseys are pretty popular around the country, and I would argue around the globe, wouldn't you? The Chicago Cubs have really dedicated fans. Well, one of them just happened to have ordered a custom jersey, which is very par for the course, I must say, but accidentally put his credit card number in the name field on the back of the jersey. Yes, a custom Cubs jersey, quote, accidentally, close quote, featuring the buyer's credit card number on the back actually exists and belongs to a real person who posted it to their real Twitter account. All right, there's a genius move. That much we know. The owner of the jersey, his name is Dan White, he claims he accidentally entered his credit card number in the name field while ordering his custom uni. Now, his Twitter account, quote, it says, beep me, just dropped $150 on a customized Cubs jersey, but I screwed up the information fields and accidentally had it embroidered with my credit card number. It's unbelievable. I mean, no sane person would post their actual credit card number on Twitter, of course, for everyone to see. Now, and look, you may well think that this is a security breach for the credit card, but then again, I mean, this is really having a credit card tattooed on your Twitter page as well, or you might as well just put it on your forehead. Then again, the wells of human stupidity are dark and deep, and this certainly seems within the realm of possibility. It's unbelievable. I got to tell you, I have never heard of anything remotely close to that. And I think there's a lot of people out there that really have no idea how to take that one. But here's something interesting. Now, switching over to baseball itself, not just a jersey screw-up. Now, YouTube, everybody knows YouTube. They are going to stream a bunch of games this season. Now, the games will feature pregame and postgame shows and will include appearances from YouTube creators. YouTube, you owe us money, by the way. The 13 games are still to be determined. YouTube's exclusivity and the rights to the games extend to the United States, including Puerto Rico and Canada. The announcement confirms that they will not air on network television in those markets or even on the Major League Baseball's own subscription service by MLB TV. By the way, you guys owe us money too. But here's the interesting thing about this. When you start to commingle the multimedia platform along with television, you're driving the listener base and the viewer base to those people sitting in front of a computer that don't necessarily want to go in front of the television. Maybe they're too busy on their computer. They could split screen and watch live baseball on their YouTube stream. So it really poses an interesting approach because now you have to think about the fact that YouTube with the in-game betting. So now we had a discussion on in-game betting recently, and when you think of the in-game betting streaming like a ticker tape across the bottom. I wonder if they're going to have the latest line, the odds, the in-game odds for maybe a ground ball or a base hit or whatever the heck it's going to be. I don't really know. But I would imagine that YouTube has money to make because of the partnerships with the casinos and the sports betting. That in-game betting is going to be a very big moneymaker for the casinos and for all major sports, of course, because they've all signed on with either MGM, which you guys owe us money to, or Caesars. So at the end of the day, they're going to have to split some of that revenue. And when you think of the revenue streams that could come out of a streamer like YouTube, which really has a large, focused, niche audience, and it seems to me that that'll be a lot more effective when it comes to in-game betting, because a lot of people could go right to their in-game accounts or their online accounts of where they're going to be betting. Everything will be interactive right from their computer, and I actually think it's genius on YouTube's part to be a part of this, and it seems to me that the casinos, once again, are going to have lots more extra revenue that they maybe didn't necessarily plan on. And so, yes, the lights here in Las Vegas, their lights are going to burn a hell of a lot brighter because their audience is increasing, which means there's more betting, which means there's more commissions off of bets, especially if they're flat bets, not parlays. The flat bets, of course, you got to pay the vig to the house. It's typically 10%. So you pay 110 to win 100. So that extra 10 goes to the house. Twitch and all these others. So I would look for all of these platforms to try to jump in on the action and try to get a little bit of taste of that money, because that's going to run into the billions of dollars. And don't think there's not enough to go around, because there certainly is enough to go around in that gravy train. Anyway, folks, we're going to be back here in just a few minutes on the Sports Circus. We have a special guest. His name is Bob Grant. You don't know anything about him, you better look him up, because Bob is a Super Bowl champion. He's an NFL champion, a very interesting guy, and also the CEO of the Retired Players Congress. Check him out, playerscongress.com.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
There's a long ball. Stretch. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal here with Bill Clement. We have special guests Robert F. Kennedy Jr., billionaire Jeff Hoffman, Mike Golick, Tom Flores,
John Stockton,
David Meltzer, Jim Tunney, Roger Craig,
Andre Reed,
Mario Andretti,
Herschel Walker,
Blake Firestone, Mike Haynes,
Kevin Green, Brian Urlacher,
Jim Jeffcoat,
Rod Jaworski,
Al Bubba Baker,
Steve Carby, Brett Saberhagen, Jack McDowell,
Rich Cho, Danny McClain, Yank Barry, Grant Fuhrer,
Paul Dvorsky,
President of the Vegas Golden Knights, George McPhee,
Len Komorowski, CEO of Cavaliers,
Dwight Brady, Mickey Studa,
Art Steele,
Tom Beebe,
Ken Solomon,
Tom Dreesen,
Pat O'Connor, Alan Glist, 43 Tony Awards,
Walt Harris, Mike Crawford, President, CEO of the Hall of Fame,
Louis Viola, President, Paramount Famous Production, Universal Worldwide Home Entertainment, Universal Studios Home Entertainment, Glenn Berman, Randy Fun,
Professor Dr. Tommy John, Dave Robertson, Pat Williams,
Brandon Schneider,
Henry Bibby,
Mike Bibby,
Tim Donaghy,
Dan Hughes,
Marcus Johnson, George Litt,
Larry Sanders, Steve Berlander,
Dr. Jen Welter,
Steve Ladder,
Craig Colquitt,
Paul Shortino,
My life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last. Dickerson,
Jason Hook, guitar player for Five Finger Death Punch,
Craig Bartok, lead guitar player, songwriter for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band Heart.
Sidney Justin from the Miracles.
My name is Curtis Blow. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I'm here on the Sports Circus.
Vinny from the Bronx Wanderers.
Mark Schulman, drummer for Pink, Cher, Velvet Revolver, Stevie Nicks, Sheryl Crow, Simple Minds, Richard Mark,
Aaron Fink, Breaking Benjamin,
Jason Hartlett, drummer for rock legend Ted Nugent,
Matt Starr, drummer for Ace Frehley from Kiss,
Rockstar, Todd Kearns,
Bill Buckman, the bass player in the rock band Fuel,
Dave Laurie,
Neil Donnell from the band Chicago.
This is Brad Gillis from the band Night Ranger, and
Philip Bailey,
Reasons, the reasons that we
8-time Grammy Award winner, top 100 greatest drummers of all time.
Kenny Aronoff with John Fogerty, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Dave Grohl, Joe Walsh, John Mellencamp.
John Detty, drummer for Slayer, Anthrax, Testament, Volbeat.
Mitch Malloy, I'm the lead singer of Great White.
Pete Thorne with Chris Cornell. Melissa Etheridge.
Rob Mount, drums with Lou Graham.
Philip Schaus, I play guitar with Accept. I play bass guitar for Ace Frehley.
Todd Morris, The Offspring.
Ty Dennis, The Doors.
Eric Aldenius here from Bill Adams.
Red Jones, bass player for Vontae. Steelheart, Fuel. Michael Shaker Group.
This is Josie Scott from Josie Scott's Saliva.
Marky Mark with Foundry Rocks.
Brian Trock.
Scotty McClellan.
4-time Grammy Award winner.
Chris Christian. Jay Ramsey.
Heidi Merrill.
Vince Van Patten.
Daniel Negreanu.
Greg Fosselman Raymer.
Billy Hayes.
Foz Davis.
DJ Watson.
Rashawn Phillips. Dr. Kristen Willemeyer.
NASA astronaut. Mike Mullane.
Anthony Davis.
George Stark. Dwayne Starks.
Brian Mitchell.
Rick Upchurch.
Willie Rofe.
Jim Fossil.
Dwayne Clemens.
Eddie Meter. Chase Schrader. Pepper Johnson.
Andre Bad Moon, a.k.a. Rise.
Brian Jordan.
Bill Romanowski.
Dwight Hicks. Jason McKee.
Michael Keller.
Fred Mitchell.
Party of Hell.
Tim Brando.
Tom Brenneman.
Barry Katz.
Brad Williams.
Dennis Blair.
Arthur Sarkisian.
Dean Edwards.
Emmett Short.
Jason Acevedo.
It's Christina Smith.
Bruce Nahan.
Lee Haney.
Rick Barry. Cowboy Ninja. Lance Pekas. Andrew Williams.
Don Most here.
Kevin Sorbo here.
Yes.
Dr. Peter McCullough.
Damian Jackson, ex-Navy SEAL.
Margaret Kelly. Tinkerbell.
Stephanie Stuckey, CEO of Stuckey's Corporation.
Christopher Lowen, founder, Marijuana Inc., Medical Marijuana Inc., Hemp Inc.
Glenn Gardone, president of Red Chocolate.
Ronnie Nunn.
Belgie Henderson.
Jack Llewellyn, sports psychologist.
Susie Hellmaker.
Alexander Bardot Pinto.
Bill O'Brien.
Brad Server, grandson of Curly Howard from the Three Stooges.
Rob Ryder.
Chris Kemper.
Aaron Ron. Greg Olson.
Art Kushner.
Jose Rio in the house.
Kurt Bavacqua here.
Greg Olson.
Matt Joyce. Jim Laird.
Mike Hollis.
Brad Coleman.
Burst. Santana Moss.
Vance Johnson.
Donnie Shale.
Mark Collins.
Brandy Grimes.
Larry Bubber. Cole.
Jared Bunch.
Eddie Burry.
Wesley Woodyard.
Dexter Irvin. Colin Fraser. Andrew Ladd.
Justin Penner.
Dave Jackson, ESPN rules analyst on ESPN Hockey.
Brian Killingsworth.
Bart Oates. Don Horn. Ryan McNeil.
Von Kirkland.
Chucky Okobe.
Jackie Sherrill. Eddie Meter.
EJ Speed.
Jesse Woodsy.
Dave Merhar.
Steve Todd. Bob Grant.
Dan Pastorini. Mark Fleming. Brad Hopkins.
Lee Steinberg.
Steve Watson.
Dan Vincent.
Mitzi Dolan. Karen Laurie.
Bo Campbell.
Len Elmore.
Mark Eaton from the Utah Jazz.
Charles Smith.
Chucky Brown.
Aubrey Hunt.
Chuck Joe.
John Nyland.
Andy Van Slyke.
Matt Starr. Dr. George Gauthier.
Barry Sure.
Jesse Sapolo. Dana Stubblefield.
Jeff Brago.
Jeff Jager.
Gino Toretta. Jim O'Brien. Kerry Justin. JT Thompson. Jim Everett. John McLaren.
Brad Boone.
Mel Stoudemire.
Alan Massengale. Vantico Dolphin. Kurt Sandoval.
Matt Gresham.
Bailey Brom. Leonard Marshall. Gary Reasons.
Doug Plank.
Everson Walls.
Jim McNally. Shemmy Schembeckler.
Kerwalk. Leroy Irvin.
Icky Wood. Tyrone Poole.
Alicia Thompson. Chris Stuhonker. Scott Petrick. Bruce Crampton. Butch Baird. Joe Koff. Kristen Rhodes.
John Gisco.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
John Lee, Mayor of North Las Vegas.
Amy Wilson.
Nick Mackay, voice of Salem Saberhagen, the talking cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
The father of the first family of drag racing.
John Ford.
Ricky Stenhouse.
Ben Brost, the voice of stock car racing.
Robbie Wells, seeking the Democratic nomination for President of the United States.
Jim Strasser, founder and CEO of Cali Strong, the California Sports Company. CEO of LA Gear, Nike, Oakley, Quicksilver, owner partners at Converse.
Greg Pryor.
Shea Hillebrand.
Carl McDowell. Jamie Baker.
Carlos Munoz. Darius Kasparaitis.
Dominic Roussel.
Bo Christie.
Emery Moorhead.
Kyle Turley.
Dave Robinson. Gus Perot.
Jeff Bryant.
Leroy Irvin. Eric Hipple.
Mike Truminski.
Matt Doherty. Greg Kite.
Dan Clark. Nitro. American Gladiator.
Manny Sanguian.
Marlon Green.
Emery Moorhead.
Ricky Ellis.
Kylie Washington.
Vince Workman.
Brett Lashbrook.
Chesty LaRue. Scotty Graham. John Robinson. Chris Dishman. Gary Robinson. Catcher Bill.
Steve Sachs.
Ward Brewster.
Randy Barnes.
Anastasia Valentine. Daryl Evans. Big Theo Ratliff.
Dr. Edwards.
Adrian Goodson.
Cedric Tony. Ricky Pierce.
James Donaldson.
Spud Webb.
Rusty Spindell. Carl Mecklenburg. Mark Carrier.
Toy Cook.
Mercury Morris.
Gary Davis. Thomas Hollywood. Henderson.
Harold Jackson.
Chris Lacey.
I'm Eric Biggert.
Dennis Rappaport.
Rich Murata.
Steve Lott.
Michelle Corrales Lewis.
Brace. The Beast.
Aleem.
Joe Cortez.
Mark Catholic.
Pittsburgh.
Caleb Sweethands Plant.
Bronco Billy Ride.
You're watching the Sports Circus, and I am Brian Erlacher.
Hello, this is Bob Grant, retired NFL Players Congress, who just also happened to be a long time ago member of the Baltimore Colts, 2 Super Bowl teams, 3 and 5, and happy to be here with you folks this afternoon. This segment of the show of the circus is brought to you by the Retired NFL Players Congress. Get on board with us, buy some of our jackets. We manufacture most of them that you see for all of the major sports at playerscongress.com.
And welcome back to the Sports Circus. That's Bob Grant, Super Bowl champion, NFL champion, and a champion of life, helping out all of those retired players, all those pre-collective bargaining era guys who didn't make a bunch of money, and they don't have places to turn for maybe medical or dental or housing or whatever. And the Retired Players Congress also is a sponsor of the Sports Circus, and we are a sponsor of the Retired Players Congress. That would be this show. We have a partnership, and we're trying to help everybody we can from that world, because these are the guys that made the game great. And if it wasn't for these guys that played back in the day, you wouldn't see those ridiculous contracts, and frankly, you probably wouldn't even see the same league as you do today. So a big thanks for Bob Grant joining us. Bob, how the hell you been?
I'm doing great. So, as you know, I just finished up with my dental implants and stuff, and I'm ready for some ribs and some corn now.
You're damn right we are. You're damn right we are. All I know is you're going to, on my next trip out there, you're going to take me somewhere good. Where do you suggest? What sounds good in Southern California?
Man, there are a lot of great places.
Well, come on, plug somebody.
And,
this way we can get some free food.
We will find a friendly place that has some decent food.
I'm sure we will. Sure we will. So now about this Players Congress. Now, I remember the first time I walked into that building. Now, folks, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I knew, but I didn't know. Because, I heard about it. I seen photos. And I saw a website that, since now it's been redone, it's really nice. And what I found, I remember parking, and I had your buddy Marv was flagging me down. I said, Marv, I don't know where to park. And that's Marv Fleming. Marv is another multiple Super Bowl champion. And so I'm looking, I'm like, well, Marv, where the heck do I park? He goes, oh, just park right here. And it looked like it was in a red zone, a fire lane. I said, well, geez, I don't want to get towed. He goes, no, don't worry about that. Just park here. So I said, okay, fine. If my car gets towed, it's on you. And he started laughing. And, Bob, we walked in, and it was on the first floor, of course, walked in. And I said, all right, well, Marv, where's the office? He goes, you're looking at it. I said, okay. All right, well, let's go to it. He goes, no. You're looking at it. I said, well, what the hell are you talking about? And so we took a step through that door as you walk through the main door in that reception area, and there's this enormous 5-acre building under roof. And I was blown away at the work in progress, the amount of workers, everything made right here in America. Well, you had about 90 people in there working, making these tremendous jackets. And wow, I was absolutely blown away at the operation that you had in there. I really didn't know what to expect, Bob. And this really is a first-class outfit.
Well, most of our guys, when they come, they are shocked and surprised to see what we're a part of. We have 250,000 square feet of manufacturing space.
Right.
And then office space above that. And of the jackets that are made in America, we pretty much manufacture for the NBA, Major League Baseball, professional hockey, NASCAR, and the NFL, among others. we do pretty much all of the Made in America jackets for them. We do import, like your son. For the Fanatics, made in the USA, like your jackets, we manufacture most of their stuff there too. So we're doing very good, working very hard to try and improve the lives and of our older retired players. And working very hard to do more in the communities that we live in. As of Monday, which I can bring up, we have agreed to sponsor a scholarship program that takes kids, high school and junior high school age, in from at the Compton Aeronautical Museum. They bring kids in and put them in the, those gizmos that the virtual reality things, and then they work them up to actually flying the planes and helicopters. We will start putting up money for scholarships for inner city kids who are interested in doing that, because as retired players, we were always involved in the community, and with what we're doing today, we're trying to do something for ourselves, but we're trying to do as much as we can to make our communities better also.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, by the way, folks, if you'd like to call in and ask Bob a question, you can call in at 844-305-7800, 844-305-7800, 844-305-7800. Go ahead and give a call if you'd like to ask Bob a question. So, Bob, tell me, what is your special agenda for, don't you have an event coming up in Los Angeles? I know you're trying to do a big promotional push right now. Do you have any details on that?
Well, we have one event coming up on Saturday. I think that's the 18th or around there. We have that one coming up, and we're bringing probably 50 businesses and corporations in from around the country, and that will be a networking event there. We try to work in the corporate space as much as we can, too, making friends there. Those folks have money, so we want to be friendly with them. And then I think on the 1st of June, we'll be with Polo Martinez, who heads up the Raider Black Hole guys up in Santa Maria, California, for their parade and barbecue and big celebration that they have there. I got to tell you a funny thing about that. Marv Fleming bought them to me, and I said, Marv, those Raider Black Hole guys those guys are bikers. I don't know whether we really want to be involved with people like that. And he says, no, they're not. I says, of course, I've seen it on television, just to show you how quick we all are to judge things sometimes. So I said, this guy, Polo, what kind of name is that? He says, well, he's the fire chief up at Santa Maria. I said, the fire chief? He says, yeah, most of these guys in the Raider Black Hole, they wear the costumes and the makeup and the leather jackets and all of that, but they raise money, and all of the money that they raise goes to various charities for kids. So I thought that was kind of funny, but they came down, they saw us, and we agreed that we would start working together doing some things. So they will be pushing us in our jackets over the next few years and stuff, and we'll be promoting them as well.
All right, that's all great stuff. I love the community interaction, whether it's in Los Angeles or Honolulu. Of course, we're on CBS Sports 1500 KHKA in Honolulu. Whether it's all the way up in Western New York or Toronto, all the people that can hear us, literally from coast to coast, even down in Florida Panhandle, Southern Alabama, Chicago. The fact is, look, this is a great organization that really does what it says it's going to do, and I like the structure of the company, so you're not dependent on public money being a 501c3. No, this is a regular company, and you get to designate your funds as seen fit, so therefore the government doesn't interact or they don't try to tell you what to do, and I love the fact that you're structured that way.
Well, while we are contracted with and we do business with the NFL does not tell us what to do.
Right.
And nor does the union tell us what to do. With the other organizations that we have there, and I belong to all of them, as most of us do. I belong to all of them since their founding, the alumni, since '68, and we started that in '67. And we became a union with the NFL Players Association in 1968. But the plain and simple truth is the Legends community and the NFL alumni is pretty much funded, even though they say that they are not. They are pretty much funded by the owners.
Right.
And so, consequently, when you're getting big funds and it's not real business, from someone, from time to time, they may want you to do it their way. And, of course, with the NFL, with our union, the NFL Players Association, which we, as pre-93 players, are not really officially members of. To be a member, you have to play after 93, even though they say that we are. We don't have a vote on anything like there. We don't get to talk about anything. And our pensions are much, much less than the guys who played after 1993 it was. But we do business with everyone. We have nothing negative to say about anyone or bad to say about anybody. But we are a C Corp, a for-profit corporation, and we do business as a for-profit corporation. We're in the business to make money. And thank you for all the support that your listeners have, giving us, because each one of them can go to our website at www.playerscongress.com, go to the membership page, and we would love to have them come on as associate members.
Do you know someone with a drug or alcohol problem? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything. Stop the drug and alcohol nightmare. Are drug and alcohol problems hitting you too close to home? Get help right now. Insurance may cover everything.
800-831-1560. 800-831-1560. 800-831-1560. That's 800-831-1560.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more.
800-957-6209. 800-957-6209. 800-957-6209. That's 800-957-6209. Can your IRA stand up to the next financial crisis that our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps? By allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold standard. Find out how to safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report. Protect your IRA today with one simple phone call and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. Call Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. That's 800-932-5517.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-296-1209. 800-296-1209. That's 800-296-1209.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
You're listening to the Sports Circus, and I'm Mike Golick.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal. This segment is brought to you by Cali Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Cali Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic every day like you're doing right now and host your very own talk show in your own studio. Call Cali Vegas at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119, or visit them at calivegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com, and tell them the Sports Circus sent you. And a big welcome back to everybody listening in on iHeartRadio, Spotify, our CBS, Fox, and NBC Sports affiliates, and NBC News and CNBC Financial, Westwood One News, and ABC News affiliates from coast to coast. Folks, we're everywhere. You can't escape us. Hell, even in Southern California, we're on 3 stations, on KCAA, 106.5 FM, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. That's just in Southern California, let alone all the other markets, even right here in Vegas. KSHB 1400. In Chicago, WCGO 1590 and 95.9 FM, right in the middle of the dial, plus a whole bunch more. Hell, we'll be doing this for another hour if we keep naming them off. Folks, we're here with Bob Grant, who is the CEO of the Retired Players Congress. Check him out at playerscongress.com. Also, Bob is a Super Bowl champion, and I got to tell you, a really interesting guy with a lot of fun stories. So, Bob, I got to ask you this. Now, we've talked numerous times just between us, off air, offline, whatever, about betting in sports. And I have to believe that the legalized betting world for in-game betting, I gotta believe from everything that I've seen in the not-so-distant past, it is damaging the integrity of the games, as I said it would a couple of years ago. Nobody wanted to believe me. And it seems like now we're seeing blatant fixes left, right, and center. But now, Bob, you know this is not a brand new thing. This has been going on for a long time, hasn't it?
Well, of course, all the way back to the Black Sox scandal. Sal, anytime you're on a Wall Street, anytime you have tremendous amounts of money, and it's growing all the time now, and being wagered on games, or people have the opportunity like you to do it, the possibility certainly exists of somebody fixing a little something here or there. And I'm not saying that anybody really did or whatever, but when you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars,
right,
or billions of dollars, and if this team loses by 1 point less than it should lose, and you have to be kind of suspicious, and which we all know we can really you'll go back to. I really have to say I think that it's getting a little worse, maybe, because the amount of money has increased so dramatically that it's being wagered, number one. And quite frankly, I don't think that corporate America that's involved in the gambling, I don't think that they will be as on the up and up as the boys used to be. When the boys, back during my years in Vegas after I retired, they ran a pretty straight show on pretty much everything. Maybe something happened every now and then. But today there's just so much money involved there until I I'm afraid that a little something is happening here or there, and I don't want to point any fingers or anything like that, but it's big money. It's big money.
Well, I will say this, Bob. When the boys ran Vegas back in the day, and all those people here in Vegas, you know what the hell I'm talking about, and all those people in Chicago and those people in New York and in Kansas City and Detroit, you know, all the
Steubenville, Ohio, and New York.
Right. Yeah, Steubenville, Ohio, and Toronto, because they were shipped over, had to get out over the international borderline, and those in Rochester. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Sal, I'm not going to call any names of anybody that I knew, and don't you do it either.
Oh no, I don't know nothing.
That you knew.
I don't know nothing. But I got to tell you, for all of you people in those places that I had mentioned, even those that migrated out to sunny Southern California, don't think for a minute that we don't know what happened. And don't think for a minute that we don't appreciate the fact that old Vegas ran nice and smooth when the boys ran it, because let's face it, you know, look, Bob, if you needed a dinner, you could always get a dinner, right? You needed a room, you could get a room. And it wasn't like checking into an airport. It was like, hey, look, you know, Vinny Boombatz is over here. Make sure you take care of this guy because he's going to take care of us. You know, and that's kind of how
no drugs
all the
on the street, nobody getting raped.
Right, right. Drugs was the big no-no.
It was a different time, in a lot of ways. After I retired, I went there, and I guess you could say I worked in finance, kind of. I miss it. I miss it a lot. When I go to Vegas now, it's so large, and the casinos are so large. You don't know anybody's name when you see.
No, they don't.
Them and back during Frank Sinatra time, the Red Pack time, and Sammy Davis and Tony Bennett and all of those folks. Most of those guys were friends. Dean Martin, can't forget him because Dean was with my friends.
That's Dino Crissetti.
It was a really classy place.
Right.
Then and now it's nice, but it's corporate. The old personal thing that you had, and I guess that most people know, you can read with. Back during that time, the entertainment world, the sports world, whether they were players or owners or whatever, everyone was friendly.
Yeah.
Fight game, whatever. Everyone knew everybody.
And you know what, Bob? They didn't let any bad element in the house either, because everybody knew everybody that knew somebody who was walking in the door. Because you had, of course, the eye in the sky, which was real humans, and it wasn't computers. No, that was your face recognition. You had guys at the door that were inconspicuous. You had the people on the walking the beams above the casinos, right? There's your eye in the sky. But ultimately, now what do we have? We have everything is cameras and this and that. But the funny thing is, I think back to some of those old ideas. Maybe a little bit of money was sent to here or to there. I think they're all doing it electronically now. I don't know. All I know is I think the skim is going electronic, and it's half pennies here, half pennies there, rounding errors. I think that's where the money's going. And they've actually destroyed this city here, because now you take a lot of the casinos, and the big hotel casinos, they were making their money by the drop, right? But, Bob, nowadays they're making it by entertainment, and one of the local houses here, to be nameless, just made some major moves, and they made some big changes in their entertainment division. And unfortunately for them, I think some of their people, some of their artists are going to follow them to another house, because now you take a property that had great entertainment, and you're going to see it start to fall away. And that's where they're making their money. Hell, they're charging everybody for parking now, for Christ's sakes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they're not making money in the drop in the casino, and they're not making money on the casino floor, so they got to make money in entertainment. When the entertainment goes away, Bob, what do they have left? Motel 6?
Not much. Not much. And, while I don't know the names of a lot of it, it's 72, and in about a couple of months I'm going to be 73. You know, a lot of the entertainers today, the people that they bring in, they're like, you know, good. But let me tell you, I mean, there will never be a time when we have entertainers that you can go someplace and see the caliber of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. And so, you know, when I'm there, you know, I am like you're there, but I just have to say that I miss the old days and the personal touch that was, you know, there. You know, a guy could come to town from back in the day when the boys ran the place. A guy could come back here to town. He didn't have to be a whale or, you know, lose $100,000 or $1 million or something like that. If someone came like you to town and, you know, maybe he lost a couple of hundred like your dollars, but he was a regular there, they took care of him.
Damn right they did.
You know, if you need a bus ticket back home, he could eat. He could still eat, breathe. It was like your different. They really knew how to treat people, which is why it was the entertainment capital of the world and the gaming capital of the world back then. They knew how to treat people, and you didn't need a little plastic credit card for somebody to see whether you were playing or not.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
I miss it. I miss it a lot.
I do too. Bob, we're going to be back here in just a few minutes. Folks, make sure you stay with us. Here with Bob Grant, Super Bowl V champion. And this is a very interesting guy. Also the CEO of the Retired Players Congress. Check him out, playerscongress.com. Back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come. I'm your Ringmaster Sal of the Sports Circus. Join me and Hall of Fame world champion and all-star celebrity guest for Chaos and Controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms. Also, thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.
If you have diabetes, listen up. If you have insurance, you can qualify for a continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends and spend more time in range, significantly lowering your A1C. More importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and if you've seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for your own CGM right now. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances will cover your CGM, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the Aptiva Medical CGM Health Hotline right now.
800-320-2751. 800-320-2751. 800-320-2751. That's 800-320-2751.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-298-3173. 800-298-3173. 800-298-3173. That's 800-298-3173.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi Code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 800-335-7196. 800-335-7196. That's 800-335-7196. Paid for by Legal Alert Line.
Shut up and start talking.
Folks, back here with Bob Grant, Super Bowl champion and CEO of the Retired Players Congress. Make sure you check them out at playerscongress.com. If you want to give a call in real quick, got time for another question or two, 844-305-7800, 844-305-7800. Call in right now. All right, back to the action. And, in fact, we already have a caller. And, caller, identify yourself.
Hi, my name is Mike. I have a question for Mr. Grant.
Uncle Bob. Don't dare call me Mister. It's Uncle Bob.
Oh, I have a question for Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob, if you could wave a magic wand and change things and make them better for retired players, what would you do? What would it look like? What would the world look like now in the sports world for retired players?
To be treated the same way as far as benefits that the young men who came into the league after 1993 are.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, guys, I think it would be great to see that. And, Mike, I know you have another question as well, don't you?
Bob, it's Mike Haynes.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Oh, no, I can't say that. I can't say that on Sal. I can't say that to you. I'm going to beat you up. No, I can't say that either, can I?
Hey, social media is going to keep that up. It's going to go live. It's going to go big.
Mike is like one of the foundational pillars that with us at the Retired NFL Players Congress. Mike, along with Lisa Marie Wiggins, John Riggins, and some other folks, are working really, really hard through an organization called FAIR, FAIR, to try and bring about exactly what I just suggested would help things along. And Mike, you guys keep the good work up, and you know that we're behind you all the way.
Fortunately, I've been able to live a long time, not quite as long as you yet, but long enough to remember what things were like in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and some of the challenges. And I just feel like some of those things could have been handled better. And the good news is every year, not every year, but every new collective bargaining agreement, there's a different and a new time to talk about some of these things. So I'm hoping that eventually we'll get it right. When I say we, I think that we kind of know what the problems are, the issues are that we'd like to see corrected. But it'd be nice, I think, to be able to talk intelligently with the Players Association and the owners and come up with a great resolution that we can all work together and make our game the greatest game in the world. Instead of football being the 10th most popular sport in the world, we could all work together to make it the most popular sport in the world.
Well, Mike, we all appreciate what you and Lisa and the rest of the folks are doing with FAIR. And I like the approach that you're taking. No one is beating anybody up or anything like that. And I really do believe that this might be a time if the union, the league, and the FAIR organization and anybody else that's involved in it, if everybody would just sit down, remain calm, and be reasonable, I think that they will realize that so many of these men who are now in the twilight years of their lives, and some who have never gotten a dollar in terms of pensions or anything like that, and there's maybe a few extra dollars laying around that could be kind of thrown our way to make things a little better. Because as I was telling Sal earlier, we're dying. Our guys are dying off every week, every single week. My friend Gino Marchetti, just left town at 90-some years old, like a couple of weeks to go back.
Every few weeks, it's a little scary. I'd love to see something positive happen here in the next, year and a half for retired players.
I believe it's going to happen.
I'm optimistic too.
Well, guys, the Sports Circus, it certainly supports everything that the Players Congress is doing, and if you want the circus to be involved in that fair program as well, let's face it, if it wasn't for those guys like you two, a couple of Super Bowl champions, and of course Hall of Famer Mike Haynes, thanks for joining us. And if it wasn't for guys like you, we wouldn't have today's game, now would we? We certainly wouldn't have the product that we have, possibly not even a league, because it was done right back in the day, and certainly should see some sharing of the wealth, at least from a medical side, a dental side, something where your basic needs of life are taken care of. That seems reasonable to ask for, isn't it?
Well, it's not like there is no sharing of the wealth. Let's be clear on that. It's not like there's nothing going on positive. There's plenty going on positive, but there could be more. And with revenue that's been created, we think that it's not a big reach, and I think that it can be done. And I believe that it will be done. I'm very optimistic about it. But I want you to know that it's not horrible, but there are situations where you'd like to see a big difference. Where a guy needs the help and he's having trouble getting the help. But we can change that. Our retired players should be treated at least like other retired players in the other sports leagues. And unfortunately, that's not the case, where we think football is the number one sport in our country anyway. But you don't see that when you look at our retired player benefits and the lifestyle of our retired players. It's suffering. So we can do something about it, and that's what we're aiming to do.
Right. Mike, we'd like to see them follow the model that baseball has, because baseball, even if you're a prospect all the way to a retired player, they take care of them the best that I've seen from your medical, your dental, your this, your that. They really do the best job out of all the four major sports here in the U.S. in taking care of their prospects as well as alums. I would certainly love to see the NFL and the PA and all those people, the owners, get their heads together and do something that would help the guys that made the game great.
Well, I feel like that's going to happen. Very optimistic with the 100-year anniversary of the league coming up. That we'll have something super positive to celebrate.
Okay, guys, we're coming up on the last minute here, and tell you what, Bob, I want you to plug the Players Congress.
I'm going to have to duck off. Sal, I'm going to have to duck off. My wife and I are on a date.
Well, you know what? Tell your wife I'm sorry. Jeez, I did it to her again. I'm sorry. Mercy.
Well, we're in the car driving. I'm driving to the restaurant, so it's okay.
All right. Well, tell her I'm sorry once again. I'll make it up next time I'm in L.A. Much appreciated.
Okay. All right,
Mike.
Good talking to you guys.
All right. Mike Haynes, NFL Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Fame. All right, Bob, take 20 seconds now and talk about the Players Congress and how to follow you real quick.
You can reach us at our website, www.playerscongress.com. And from any of the sports, you can buy a team jacket from us instead of buying it from your local store or something like that. We're the factory. We make them and we import directly here. We make a little more money if we sell it ourselves directly. But if you don't buy it from us, then please from the NFL store, Fanatics, or wherever.
All right, that was Bob Grant, Super Bowl V champion, also CEO of the Players Congress. Make sure you join us tomorrow, and we'll see you then. So long, everyone.
The sports world. It's a circus.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas.
Score, put the ball down, give it to the referee. And I don't even care if you slam it down, but you don't have to dance. You don't have to call your mom on the phone. You don't have to go
The Sports Circus is a 1-hour primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC News, and CNBC radio affiliates, plus Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, WOW cable TV affiliates across North America and nationwide in upscale hotels and resorts on hotel television in all 210 Nielsen-rated markets.
Just like a circus. My life is just a party, and parties weren't meant to last. Dickerson.
Jason Hook, Zarbler from Five Finger Death Punch.
Sidney Justin from The Miracles.
My name is Curtis Blow. basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I'm here on the Sports Circus.
The Sports Circus brings top sports and entertainment content and is delivered fully produced and is easy pass-through traffic for radio stations. Simply drop the program in your traffic manager, and the full 59-minute, 50-second file will coordinate with the clock. Your local station receives up to 4 minutes of local avails during the Sports Circus broadcast, and it's a great lead to live sports and entertainment.
Well, if you're going to talk about our congressman being crooked, why not talk about commercial products who don't do what they represent to do?
Yes! Big Billy here. He certainly knows something about making things difficult on the competition.
He's a punisher. Yeah, just break the ribs.
Yeah,
I still haven't broke someone's collarbone yet in a boxing match.
That's a great statement. I have not broke someone's collarbone in the ring yet.
I've never heard that before.
Is there a reason you said in the ring?
I can't wait.
Is it that you've broken collarbones just outside of the ring? You did catch that, right? He said in the ring. Yeah, exactly. Like, he got him on the curtain. He got him on the edge of the ring and broke his collarbone.
Hey, this is Tommy John, and you're listening to the Sports Circus.
I had to get Sal's name right.
Well, Sal the floor sweeper. That's his new name.
Sal the bookkeeper. Hey,
yeah, but even my name, even my last name.
Add that one to the bank, you know?
But no, Alicia, you even got my last name wrong. That's why I said my
I know it starts with
bleeding.
a V. It starts with a V.
He said a V. Really? Quick, where's the punch sound? 400 punches.
Here's the punch sound.
Right, exactly. Look, he almost knocked out the microphone.
Alicia, that's why they have cue cards, babe. That's so don't let the name bother you. Just bring a cue card with you next time.
But people can't read my name off a cue card.
Or change your name to Joe Smith or something. Jeez, make it easy.
This is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it on air that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. Also, you could call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem. Remember, folks, it's a circus, and we prove it every day.
I want to try to instill some of this winning environment for this particular team. What's been your experience? Kevin, we're going to start with you. What was your experience going from Team A to Team B and bringing that Super Bowl experience to the next team?
You know, they were kind of getting on me, wanting me to chill out a little bit, not play a game on a Wednesday and Thursday. But I always felt that, you got to play at game day speed on Wednesday and Thursday so that you're instinctive and you can play on game day speed on game day.
The Sports Circus is received well on all radio formats and is currently aired on sports, news, and music stations.
Andre Reed,
Mario Andretti,
Herschel Walker,
Roy Firestone, Mike Haynes, Tim Jeffco,
Rod Jaworski,
Al Bubba Baker,
Brett Saberhagen.
It's a circus and we prove it every day.
Aaron Fink, Breaking Benjamin.
Jason Hartlett, drummer for rock legend Ted Nugent.
Matt Starr, drummer for Ace Frehley from Kiss.
Phil Buckman, the bass player in the rock band Fuel.
Hey, brother.
Hey, we know quality content is hard to find, so if you're ready to have the Sports Circus in your market, give us a call right now at 714-948-0100. That's 714-948-0100. Or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. Until then, so long, everyone.
That's the sound of sizzling, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks from UppercutChops.com. Their best-in-class filet mignons, New York steaks, and the king of all steaks, the tomahawk and cowboy cut ribeyes are the best in the business. Even their Prime Wagyu burgers will likely be the best you've ever had. Browse the full selection of steaks and chops at UppercutChops.com from the comfort of your home or on your mobile device. UppercutChops.com delivers all-natural, dry-aged USDA Prime Wagyu and Angus steaks and chops directly to your door, without the hassle of going to the grocery store and fight crowds to pick from a small selection of average and best meats with injected steroids, fillers, and coloring added to look good. Find out what's for dinner at UppercutChops.com or call 702-799-9935. That's 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Or make your selection directly at UppercutChops.com.
I'm your Ringmaster Sal of the Sports Circus, a primetime nationally syndicated television, radio, sports, and entertainment show. The Sports Circus covers topics others are too scared to talk about. There's no other primetime show like it on here that'll punch you in the face and you'll beg for more. Join me, Hall of Famers, world champions, and all-star celebrity guests for chaos and controversy here on Libsyn and all podcast platforms, plus thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day.